All right. Thank you so much for meeting me with me this afternoon. So I just want to kind of go over your resume a little bit. You, of course, have worked for me before. So I am familiar with you already and your work ethic. So let's start off with your education. So you have a bachelor's degree and a master's as well. Is that correct?
Yes.
And what degree do you have in both?
So for the bachelor is science and business, and for my master's degree is business administration.
Okay, awesome. And you graduated with your master's in 2021?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, talk to me a little bit about your previous work history and what you've done. So, you've actually been a teacher. You were a teacher for a short period of time, and then you've done some office work. But let's talk about some specific skill sets. So, what have you done in the past as far as office positions are concerned?
Okay. So for my last job that I had, it was teacher's counselor. We had a lot of files we had to learn. So I got multitasking with, with doing the files with the computers and going into the system, enrolling the students into their online school, making sure they got all that information. Far as we did inbound calls, outbound calls. Um, Also, we emailed the parents if they had any like other questions for us, getting them forms in and everything else. And then I also did like work from home was a company, undercover tourist.
Mhm.
We just purchases park tickets, and we did security flags, making sure it was that customer that made that purchase, and that was all. That was a customer service.
Mhm.
And then they first off, it was all agency, positions, contract ended. So then also I did K Force. It was another agency. We did the IRS. We give that information out for us the stimulus checks
Okay.
and unemployment, Florida unemployment. We far as like for the stimulus checks with the IRS, we just gave out that information. If that, a lot of people didn't have their stimulus checks, so all we was doing was really reading from the website for that information. And in Florida unemployment, we went in the system, make sure that they had the correct documents, or is if they were supposed to receive the unemployment. A lot of people was getting unemployment and they wasn't supposed to get unemployment during the pandemic. So we
Sure.
had to by file to make sure, they got the right information. And then also I used to work for Career Source. I was a job coach. It was a program I was working, it was a grant program called STAR. And what we did is we worked with the clients that was disabled, that helped them for us getting jobs and with the resume. Uh and also they get like there was like it was like a program like for us, like we train them in the retail stores, and they'll get like a certificate. Hopefully they might get hired, and if not, we'll just still work from the be able to get them work getting back to working again.
Okay. And when you were handling with the IRS and the stimulus checks, were there any platforms specifically that you guys used, or were you just based off of like a government platform?
Um, since is like the government, we wasn't allowed to really, there was some restricted we wasn't allowed to do because we was coming from another agency, so
Sure.
we wasn't really allowed to go in the system and go in
Okay.
those files and everything else. We was just only allowed to give out information for them since it was
Got,
like a high call volume.
got it. Okay, awesome. And moving into your next position, what are you looking for?
I'm just looking for a permanent position. Looking for a company I can actually grow on to. Like, once I get in there, I could maybe be able to grow from. Um, and also eventually, when I be able to, grow from a company, I'm either going to stay there or I would like to have my own business too. So,
Okay, awesome. Perfect.